Hey, sweet faces, we are going to be doing the box division here. I'm setting it up as you can see because I had a lot of friends have success with this strategy, so I wanted to make sure that we were showing this as well. So remember, the big difference between multiplying with boxes and dividing with boxes is that our numbers go inside when we divide, leaving space on top for the answers, and we put each digit in its own box. We do not use expanded form. All right, sweet faces, let's dive in. If I have 3 cookies on the table, can I give you 4? No. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract for 3, bring it next door. 4 goes into 38 9 times because 9 times 4 is 36. 38 take away 36 is 2. Bring it next door. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28, leaving us with 0. Our answer for this one is 97. Remember to pause me if needed. Rewatch if it helps. Getting our 4 over here. All right, sweet faces. So starting with 4, does 4 go into 4? Yes, because 1 times 4 is 4, and 4 take away 4 is 0. We're still going to bring it next door to get good habits. 4 goes into 5 one time because 1 times 4 is 4, and 5 take away 4 is 1. Bring it next door. 4 goes into 17 4 times is the closest we can get. 4 times 4 is 16. When we subtract, we're left with 1. This is our remainder. So our answer is 114 with a remainder of 1. All right, nuggets. This isn't giving me a lot of space, so we're going to have to do it that way. Okay, so taking a look at our next one, we have 712 divided by 8. Make my 8 red so it stands out a little bit more. There we go. So 8 goes into 7 0 times. Can't do it. 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract for 7. Bring it next door. 8 goes into 71. 8 times is the closest I can get because 8 times 8 is 64. When I subtract, I'm left with 7. Bring it next door. 8 times 9 gives me 72 with no remainder. My answer for this one is 89. 89. Setting up our next one, we're dividing by 9. Write it in red so you can see it. We're dividing 204. Watch that 0. Here we go. 9 goes into 2 0 times. 0 times 9 is 0. Subtract for 2, bring it next door. 9 goes into 22 times. 2 times 9 is 18. 20 take away 18 is 2. Bring it next door. 9 times 2 is 18. Closest I can get. Leaves me with 6. The 6 is our remainder, and our answer is 22. 22 remainder of 6. Down the bottom, dividing our 3 into 2,117. Don't let the extra digits scare you. We've proven time and again that we can do hard things. 3 does not go into 2. I show that with my 0. Now we can do it. 2 goes into 21 7 times because 3 goes into 21 7 times because 7 times 3 is 21. Subtract for 0. Bring it next door. 3 goes into 1 0 times. We still have to put that 0 in place to show that we tried. We still subtract 0. We get 1. We bring it next door. 3 goes into 17 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. Subtract for 2. Our answer is 705 with a remainder of 2. Last one for this page. Dividing by 8. I know this is a little messy. Bear with me. 8 does not go into 5, but it does go into 52. It's actually going to go in there 6 times. And we know that 6 times 8 is 48. And when we subtract, oh, my goodness, when we subtract, we get 4. Let me move this over. There we go. Bring it next door. 8 goes into 40 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. Nothing left over. Our final answer for this one is 65. That's the end of page 1. If you have any questions, please bring them with you to class, my friends. All right, going on to page number 2. Zooming in, setting it up. This time we're dividing by 4. And we're dividing into 1, 8, 1, 2. Let's go. 4 cannot divide into 1. We show that with our 0. We bring it next door. Now 4 into 18 we can do. 4 times is the closest. 4 times 4 gives us 16. Subtract for 2. Bring it next door. 4 can go into 21. 5 times is the closest because 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract for 1. Bring it next door. 4 goes into 12 3 times exactly on the nose, gives us an answer of 453. Excuse me, 453. All right, moving over, we're dividing by 6. We're dividing into 3, 4, 7, 6. Starting off, 6 does not go into 3. We know what to do. Bring it next door. 6 times 5 is 30. That's the closest we can get. Leaving us with 4. Bring it next door. 6 times, sorry, my brain just froze. 6 times 7 gets us to 42. That's the closest we can do. Leaves us with 5. And then 6 times 9 is 54. Leaves us with 2 as our remainder. Answer is 579 with a remainder of 2. Moving right along, dividing by 7. We have 2, 1, 4, 2. 7 doesn't go into 2, but you know what to do. Bring it next door. 7 goes into 21 3 times, right on the nose. Nothing left. 7 cannot go into 4. Don't forget that 0. It is so important. Bring it next door. 7 goes into 42 6 times, right on the nose. Nothing left. Final answer is 306. Remember, if you need to pause this, please do so. Pause me, rewatch me, whatever helps you make strong connections. This time we're going into 7, 2, 4, dividing with 4. 4 goes into 7 one time because 1 times 4 is 4. 7 take away 4 is 3. Bring it next door. 4 goes into 32 8 times, right on the nose. Bring it next door. 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. This leaves us with an answer of 181. 181. This time we're dividing by 5, dividing into 312. 5 does not go into 3, but this doesn't scare us anymore. We know how to handle that. 5 goes into 31 6 times is the closest, which leaves us with 1. 5 goes into 12 2 times is the closest. We're going to have a remainder, but that's okay. We have a remainder of 2, and our answer is 62. So 62. Remainder 2. Leftovers are always fine as long as they're smaller than what we're dividing by. Remember, if your remainder is bigger than what you're dividing by. So for instance, I have a 2 I'm dividing by, my remainder is 4. That means that I need to go back. I have more groups that I can take. All right, last one for this page. 2 goes into 2 one time because 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract for 0. 2 goes into 7 3 times is the closest, which gives us 6. I bring my 1 next door. 2 goes into 18 9 times on the nose. We're left with 0. Our answer for this one is 139. That's the end of page 2. I'm going to keep moving and grooving, but feel free to stop me if that is as far as you've gotten. Page 3. I'm just going to set up all of my divisors. That would be a good choice. Well, I have my pen in red. All right, sweet faces. Starting with the first one, we're dividing by 7 into 336. 7 goes into 3 0 times. We can handle that like a pro. Now 7 goes into 33 4 times is the closest, which gives us 28. 33 take away 28 gives me 5. Bring it next door. 7 times 8 is 56 on the nose. The answer is 48. Moving right along, there's 4 digits, but we can totally handle this dividing by 3. Let's do this. 3 does not go into 2. But that's an easy fix. It goes into 24 8 times. 8 times 3 is 24. Bring over my 0. It does not go into 2. But I know that I have to show that with my 0. And it goes into 28, same thing, 3 times, which gives me, 8 times, which gives me 24. I have a remainder, and that is okay. Actually, wait a minute, Mrs. Lazinski. You can do one more time. Friends, I just proved my own rule. Look, I have a 4 left over, but I was dividing with a 3. Oh no. Let's fix this. I was going into 28, and my math is telling me that I can go in one more time. 9 times 3 is 27, remainder of 1. That is much better because this is smaller than that guy. My answer is 809 with a remainder of 1. See how we caught that error right there? All right, 1, 8, 3, 4 divided by 6, change it to blue. It doesn't go into 1, but at this point, we could do this with our eyes closed. It goes into 18 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract for 0. It does not go into 3. Don't forget your 0. So important to set us up for success. And then if we do 6 times 5, we get 30. Leaves us with a remainder of 4. 4 is smaller than 6, so this remainder is good. We have an answer of 305. 501 divided by 6. 6 does not divide into 5. But it does divide into 50. 6 times 8 is 48, which leaves us with 2. 6 goes into 21. 3 times is the closest, which gives me 18. I have 3 left over. 3 is less than 6, so that's okay. 83 with a remainder of 3. 2 more on this page. We're almost done. We have 1580 dividing by 2. We can't do that. Bring it next door. It goes into 15. 7 times is the closest, which gives me 14. Subtract for 1. 2 goes into 18 9 times on the nose, and it doesn't go into 0. Now look, that's the last box. So that 0 is doubly important. 1, we need to show that we can't do this, but we also are done. So we still have none left over, but we still need that 0 because our answer is 790. We know we can check these with multiplication. If I forgot that 0 and only did 79, well, 79 times 2 is 158. That would have been way too small because I have 1,580. All right, sweet faces. Last one on this page, we're doing 803 by 7. 7 goes into 8 one time because 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract for 1, move it next door. 7 goes into 10 one time because 1 times 7 is 7. 10 take away 7 is 3. Bring it next door. The closest we can get is 4, which is 28. Subtract for 5. 5 is less than 7, so that remainder is A-okay. 114 with a remainder of 5. That is the end of page 3. If that is all you've gotten to, please stop. If you're ready for page 4, let's do this. I'm going to write in my numbers I'm dividing by. Maybe, there we go. And an 8, and a 2, and an 8. So let's take a look at our first one. We are dividing 3, 6, 5, 7 by 6. 6 does not go into 3, but it does go into 36 6 times because 6 times 6 is 36. Subtract for 0. It does not go into 5, but it does go into 57. 9 times is 54. I have 3 left over. It's smaller than 6. That remainder is just fine. 609, remainder of 3. Moving on, we have 1, 4, 7, 6. We're dividing this by 7. 7 does not go into 1, but it does go into 14 2 times. Exactly. And it does go into 7 1 time. Exactly. And it doesn't go into 6. 6 is our last box. It's smaller than what we're dividing by, so that remainder is A-okay. Our answer is 210 with a remainder of 6. All right, this one is 905 divided by 4. 4 goes into 9 2 times because 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract for 1. 4 goes into 10 2 times because 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract for 2. 4 goes into 25 6 times is the closest. That gives me 24. I have 1 left over, and that is an okay remainder, 226, remainder of 1. This one, we have 4, 0, 5, 6. We're dividing by 8. We know 8 does not go into 4. Oh, let me change my color here. There we go. It does go into 40 5 times. On the nose, nothing left. Doesn't go into 5, 0. So important. But it does go into 56 7 times. Our answer is 507 with no remainder. 2 more on this page, my loves. 1, 1, 0, 3. We're dividing by 2. 2 does not go into 1, but it does go into 11. 5 times is the closest because 5 times 10, or 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract for 1. We have a repeat. 5 times 2 is 10. On the nose, nothing left. 2 goes into 3 1 time. Our remainder is 1. It's smaller than 2. That means it's an okay remainder. We have 551. And then our last one for this page, 424 divided by 8. 8 does not go into 4. No, it doesn't, but it does go into 42 5 times. That's the closest we can get, which is 40 with 2 left over. Bring it next door. 8 goes into 24 3 times. On the nose, nothing left. Our answer for this one is 53. That is the end of page 4. We have one more page. If you are ready for it, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and write in my divisors. If you made it this far, congratulations, love bugs. This has been some hard work, and you continue to dazzle me, my sweet faces. We're dividing by 6 into 282. 6 does not go into 2. No way, but it does go into 28. 4 times is the closest, which would give me 24. When I subtract, I get 4. I bring it next door. 6 goes into 42 7 times with nothing left over. Final answer is 47. Over here we have 3, 3, 4, 4. Again, dividing by 4. 4 does not go into 3. No way, but it does go into 33. 8 times. That's the closest we can get because 4 times 8 is 32. Subtract for 1. It goes into 14. 3 times is the closest, which gives us 12. Subtract for 2. 4 into 24. 6 times on the nose. Nothing left. Our answer is 836. Dividing by 4, our number is 1408. 4 does not go into 1, but it does go into 14. 3 times is the closest for 12. And it goes into 20 exactly 5 times. And it goes into 8 2 times. Nothing left. Our answer is 352. Halfway through, my friends, this one is 824 divided by 8. 8 goes into 8 one time because 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract for 0. It does not go into 2. But when we bring it next door for 24, it goes in 3 times on the nose, nothing left. Our answer is 103. 2 more. This one is 630 divided by 6. 6 goes into 6 one time with nothing left. 6 does not go into 3. But when we bring it next door, it goes into 35 times exactly. With nothing left over, our answer is 105. And then our final one for the week. Hello, weekend. We've done it. We're dividing by 9. 9 does not go in to 7. But it does go into 70 7 times because 7 times 9 is 63. Subtract for 7. It does go into 74 8 times because 8 times 9 is 72. Subtract for 2, and 9 goes into 27 3 times. Nothing left. Our answer is 783. That is the end of our work for this week. If you have questions, please bring them to class. Goodbye, sweet faces.